Ever hear the saying, the gang's all here? Stay tuned. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again. Another review. You see what we got going on, Marvel Legends. And this is a long time coming from the movie from a few years ago, Spider-Man No Way Home. We have the final piece to the villain puzzle, the Lizard. You see what we got going on in the package. This is a deluxe offering. Also an Amazon exclusive. Why an Amazon exclusive? I have no idea, but that's where you have to go to if you want to get the Lizard and you want to complete that fearsome five, if you will, from the film No Way Home. You see what we got there in the front. We've got the Spider-Man logo there on the top. We've got a thumbnail of the Lizard looking pretty maniacal right there. And then we've got a larger version of that same artwork. And then on the rear, we have an even larger, get out of the glare if I can. Yeah, there we go. An even larger thumbnail, if you will, of that artwork. It's some good artwork. And of course, the readout, Dr. Connors is back in his reptilian form, ready to take on Spider-Man. If you could stay to the end of the review, it would be greatly appreciated. View time is every bit as important as the views themselves, and I definitely could use that. You see, we've got Dr. Curt Connors, aka the Lizard, out of packaging right there. This is how he was in packaging, and if you're thinking he's lacking something, you would be correct, because separate, technically not an accessory, just separate in the package, would be his tail. It's like rubbery, no bendy wire, which would have been nice if they would have had that going on. You see the porthole right there. We'll get to that momentarily. We do have some accessories that are true accessories. We have another set of hands, and you know, this is crazy because I never knew, and I'm going back to the Lizard's first appearance, and then, of course, in No Way Home, I never knew this little tidbit going on right here with the right hand. And yeah, let's take a closer look at this. I never knew that the Lizard's right hand only had 3 fingers and an opposable thumb, and it makes sense because it was his right arm that he was missing, and the Lizard formula helped him regrow the arm. Of course, being the Lizard formula, more lizard-like. The right, rather the left hand was just transformed, and you see it retains, it's got the 5 fingers. So yeah, you see that there. Very, very interesting. And I have to confess, I never even realized that. We also get an additional head sculpt. This is the neutral one. If you want to call it neutral, just the nature of the Lizard's design. He always has a perpetual grin, but this looks pretty good too, especially there in the eyes. Now off to Dr. Connors himself. Looking at the figure there, he's got a little bit of height on him. So let's take a measurement and see what we're working with. Pull out the ruler, and the Lizard is coming in at, we're just going to go ahead and say 7.5 inches tall. The way how I've got the legs, now he's actually a little bit taller if I were to extend his legs fully. But he is basically a humanoid reptile. So when I say extend his legs fully, turn them sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. You see how I've got the knees bent to accommodate the ankles. And yes, when you have legs like this, right here is considered the ankle, believe it or not. And let's get him in his complete beast form, turning him to the rear. You see the this peg right here, that hole I showed you earlier. Just insert the tail into that, get it in there, and then wiggle, 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 and there you have it. So you do have articulation like that. Like I said, I still wish it would have been bendy wire. That would have been very, very nice, but it isn't. So let's see if I can maybe get us a little bit closer. Now that we've finally got him focused in, that head sculpt that came out of packaging, very maniacal. The neutral, so-called neutral head sculpt, of course, like I said, has a perennial grin on it. This one, with the mouth open, he just looks like, I don't know, he's coming out of the loony bin. Those eyes are looking just as nice on this this one. The mouth is looking great with the tongue, and we've got the teeth there. Pretty cool. This, the torso is the same, if I'm not mistaken, that we got on Sauron, which of course we got on the original Lizard. That was a Walmart exclusive and not an official Marvel Legends brand. It's crazy how some characters, all they ever get are the exclusive treatment, which is very curious, but it is what it is. Anyway, you know, obviously being that he's just a lizard, no clothes. He's basically molded in green. Got a couple different palettes of green there. This right here, kind of olive colored looking, and then you've got, you know, that that other green there, and the tail, as you can see right there, two-tone color. Interior of the legs, two-tone color. We've got nice scalation. I feel like I'm doing one of my dino reviews on my other channel when I'm talking about these textures and stuff. But we've got nice wrinkles and everything like that. Very, very nice going on right there. So pretty good. As far as articulation is concerned, the head is on a dumbbell. So you can go up that much. Kind of a nasty gap in there. It is what it is. You can go down, and then you got an even nastier gap there in the back. That's not good. Of course, you could 360 it. The neck also has articulation, so you can go up and down with that. And it turns a bit, so you got that going on too. Shoulders, you could do better than a T-pose. That's pretty cool. We can rear back this much. We don't have any butterfly joints, but it can rear back. And coming forward, that's what you get right there. You've got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swiveling wrist, and horizontal hinge. Same thing on the other side. And we've got the fist that was out of packaging. And as you could see, once again, that right hand, just 3 fingers, opposable thumb. Pretty nice. Nails painted. I love that. You know, usually Hasbro won't do that, but the nails are painted black on the feet as well. So let's talk about that real quick. So that's pretty cool. In terms of continuing with the articulation, we've got a diaphragm where he can go forward that much, go back that much, not a whole lot. We can rock it side to side, and of course you're going to get your rotation that way. He can split the hips that far apart. He can kick that far apart. He's got the thigh cut. He's got double jointed knees. And like I said, he can fully extend that leg, but there's no articulation there at that ankle. There is articulation at what would be our, you know, what we would standardize as an ankle. So we do have that there. He can point forward that far, up that far. He does have ankle pivot, and there's very shallow holes at the bottom of his feet. And I already went through the tail. You've got that articulation there, and it does swivel. So that's what we got going on for Curt Connors, aka the Lizard, and he's still standing. So I like that. I've got the legs fully extended and he's still standing up. Here's Dr. Connors with the neutral head and the open right hand with the splayed out 3 fingers and opposable thumb. I did not change out the left hand, which out of packaging you see it was open, but the additional hand that we got is also open. It's more open. This is more of like a probably better for if you want to display him on all fours. I'll see about doing that in a minute. Now, it's curious though that we didn't get 2 fists and instead we got an open hand and a not so open hand. But I think maybe this one, I have a theory about the hand, the left hand that came out of packaging, and we're going to see if my theory pans out. You'll know it when you see it. And here it is, my theory realized. I figured that the left hand that he's using right there, which is more of it's a semi closed hand. You know, it's open, but the claws are they're tighter together, and I figured that would make for a more effective hand for climbing, holding on to things. And you see, that's what I got going on right there. And here he has that other left hand, and it is more suitable if you want to have the lizard either on all fours or like I have him here in a tripod pose, but it'll definitely work. Like I said at the beginning, the gang's all here, finally. After what, 2-3 years? Has it been that long? We finally got the band back together, our fearsome 5, if you will, from the Spider-Man No Way Home film. Like I said, that was 2-3 years ago, something. It's been a minute. It really has. It really has. I could have gone on and, displayed any number of the Spider-Men from that film, but I figured this is what we really want to see. This is what we've wanted for a few years, to have this entire group of bad guys from the film, and we finally have it. And looking pretty good. And I am a collector, consummate collector. I have cut down on the neurotic completionism, so I will skip these days if I'm not really into it. And I've never been the biggest fan of the movie figures, but this bunch together is banging, and I can see it's going to look good on a display somewhere in McCave. What do you guys think, though? It's more for you that this is put together. Now that we've got the lizard, and the lizard, he looks kind of plain, and because of the nature of his face, he's kind of funny looking, if you want to call it that. But I like the figure. We've got great articulation to get him into some crouching style poses, which are cool because his arms are long enough, definitely, and he's got the hands to flare out. The nature of his legs, his lower legs to be exact, make it so it's not difficult to get him in the type of pose that you see him blazing right there. He could have used the bendy wire tail. That would have set it off totally. But we got what we got. He looks good, and I'm pretty happy with this figure. Pretty happy with this figure. The whole bunch is looking very, very nice. What do you guys think? Let me know below what you think about the lizard, and what do you think about having the whole gang together now. Something that we wanted. It's been a long time coming. Maybe some of you have lost interest, and it's like, yeah, the time is come and gone. Too late, Hasbro. And I know there are a lot of you that probably thought that off rip, but then you see this figure, and especially if you get it in hand, you're like, you know what? This is I don't know if I want to say it's worth the wait, but it's definitely it's worth something, because I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right here. Like, share, subscribe. hit that notification bell, and we'll be back. I have to think about what we're going to do next, but we will be back. But I think it was definitely worth it. I'm still just staring at the lizard. I think he looks great. They all look great. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, it's the Ruckus. On behalf of these fearless 5 bad guys, we are out. Peace.